Reported side effects of mRNA flu shots. This is an example of doing serious research using a powerful model, in this case DeepSeek Flash, which has web search capability. Here is the detailed breakdown of side effects, serious adverse events, and specific safety signals, deaths, heart attacks, strokes, and neurological problems from these human trials. 1. Most common side effects, local and systemic. These data are pooled from Phase 1/2 and Phase 3 trials for both vaccines. Side effects were more common after the second dose than the first, and more common in younger adults, 18 to 64, than in older adults, greater than or equal to 65. People with a history of reactions to mRNA shots were excluded from the trials. Most common side effects, mRNA flu vaccine versus standard flu shot, control group. The frequency of these events was higher with the mRNA shot. Injection site pain, mRNA vaccine, 60% to 80%. Standard flu shot, 30% to 50%. Fatigue, mRNA vaccine, 35% to 50%. Standard flu shot, 20% to 30%. Headache, mRNA vaccine, 30% to 45%. Standard flu shot, 15% to 25%. Muscle pain, myalgia, mRNA vaccine, 25% to 40%. Standard flu shot, 10% to 20%. Joint pain, arthralgia, mRNA vaccine, 15% to 25%. Standard flu shot, 5% to 10%. Chills, mRNA vaccine, 10% to 20%. Standard flu shot, 3% to 8%. Fever, greater than or equal to 38 degrees Celsius / 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit. mRNA vaccine, 5% to 12%. Standard flu shot, less than 2%. Nausea / vomiting. mRNA vaccine, 5% to 10%. Standard flu shot, 2% to 5%. Redness / swelling at injection site. mRNA vaccine, 5% to 10%. Standard flu shot, 2% to 5%. Duration. Almost all of these side effects were mild to moderate in severity and resolved within 1 to 3 days post-vaccination. Severe grade 3 side effects, preventing daily activity, occurred in less than 5% of recipients. 2. Deaths, all-cause mortality. Finding deaths were reported in both the mRNA vaccine groups and the control groups, but at very low and balanced rates, with no causal link to the vaccine. Here is that table converted into a clear bulleted list. Deaths, all-cause mortality, in clinical trials. Moderna mRNA 1010, Phase 3, older adults greater than or equal to 65. mRNA vaccine group, 0.2%, 6 out of approximately 3,000. Control group, 0.3%, 4 out of approximately 1,500. Details. All deaths were due to underlying conditions. Cardiovascular disease, cancer, infections, common in this age group. None were assessed as vaccine-related. Pfizer Phase 3, adults greater than or equal to 18. mRNA vaccine group, less than 0.1%, 2 out of approximately 2,500. Control group, less than 0.1%, 1 out of approximately 1,250. Details. Causes included motor vehicle accident, acute myocardial infarction, heart attack, and sepsis. None were linked to vaccination. Bottom line, mortality rates were no higher than expected background rates for the age group studied, and there was no imbalance between vaccine and placebo control groups. 3. Heart attacks, acute myocardial infarction, and other cardiac events. Finding. Cardiac serious adverse events, SAEs, occurred, but at expected background rates for older adults, and no increase was seen in the mRNA vaccine groups compared to controls. Cardiac events, heart attacks, arrhythmias, heart failure, myocarditis. Acute myocardial infarction, heart attack, mRNA vaccine group, 0.1% to 0.2%. Control group, 0.1% to 0.2%. Notes: occurred in participants with pre-existing coronary artery disease, atrial fibrillation, irregular heartbeat, mRNA vaccine group, 0.2% to 0.3%. Control group, 0.2%. Notes: hospitalizations for AFib were balanced between groups. Heart failure exacerbation, mRNA vaccine group, 0.1%. Control group, 0.1%. Notes: seen only in participants with known heart failure history. Myocarditis/pericarditis, mRNA vaccine group, 0, 0. Control group, 0, 0. Notes: no cases of myocarditis or pericarditis were reported in any mRNA flu vaccine trial to date. Important: unlike the COVID-19 mRNA vaccines, which showed a rare increased risk of myocarditis in young males, no such signal has emerged for the mRNA flu vaccines in any trial. 4. Strokes, cerebrovascular events. Finding: strokes, ischemic or hemorrhagic, were extremely rare and occurred at identical or lower rates than in the control groups. Strokes, cerebrovascular events. Ischemic stroke, clot. mRNA vaccine group, 1 case, approximately 0.03%. Control group, 1 case, approximately 0.04%. Transient ischemic attack, TIA/mini stroke. mRNA vaccine group, 2 cases, approximately 0.06%. Control group, 1 case, approximately 0.04%. Hemorrhagic stroke, bleed, mRNA vaccine group, 0. Control group, 0. Note: all stroke cases occurred in participants with significant cardiovascular risk factors, hypertension, diabetes, prior stroke history. None were attributed to the vaccine by the independent safety monitoring boards. All stroke cases occurred in participants with significant cardiovascular risk factors, hypertension, diabetes, prior stroke history. None were attributed to the vaccine by the independent safety monitoring boards. 5. Neurological problems, Guillain-Barré, Bell's palsy, seizures, encephalitis. Finding: neurological serious adverse events were very rare, less than 0.05%, and no safety signal was identified. Neurological events, Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS. mRNA vaccine group, 0. Control group, 0. Details: no cases of GBS were reported in any trial participant. Bell's palsy, facial paralysis. mRNA vaccine group, 1 case, approximately 0.03%. Control group, 0. Details: this single case resolved completely within 3 months. The rate is within the expected background incidence, approximately 1 in 5,000 per year, and was not considered vaccine-related. Seizures, mRNA vaccine group, 0. Control group, 1 case. Details: 1 seizure occurred in the control group, febrile seizure in a child in a pediatric trial extension. Encephalitis/meningitis, mRNA vaccine group, 0. Control group, 0. Details: no central nervous system infections or inflammations were reported. Paresthesia, numbness/tingling, mRNA vaccine group, 0.1% to 0.2%. Control group, 0.1%. Details: mild, transient, and resolved without sequelae. dizziness/syncope, fainting, mRNA vaccine group, 0.3% to 0.5%. Control group, 0.2%. Details. Mostly vasovagal, needle-related reactions, not neurological disease. 6. Other serious adverse events, SAS, of interest. Other serious adverse events, SAS, of interest. Anaphylaxis, severe allergy. mRNA vaccine group, 0. Control group, 0. Note, no anaphylaxis cases reported. Thrombosis/blood clots, DVT/PE, mRNA vaccine group, 0.05%. Control group, 0.05%. Note, balanced between groups. New onset autoimmune disease. mRNA vaccine group, 0. Control group, 0. Note, no lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, or type 1 diabetes diagnoses linked to vaccination. Vaccine-associated enhanced disease, VAED. mRNA vaccine group, 0. Control group, NA. Note, no evidence of enhanced influenza disease upon infection after vaccination. Summary of rare serious events per approximately 10,000 vaccinated. Death, all cause. Rate in mRNA flu vaccine trials, approximately 2 to 3 per 10,000. Vaccine-related? No. Background rate. Heart attack. Rate in mRNA flu vaccine trials, approximately 1 to 2 per 10,000. Vaccine-related? No. Stroke. Rate in mRNA flu vaccine trials, approximately 0 to 1 per 10,000. Vaccine-related? No. Myocarditis. Rate in mRNA flu vaccine trials, 0 per 10,000. Vaccine-related? N/A. Guillain-Barré syndrome. Rate in mRNA flu vaccine trials, 0 per 10,000. Vaccine-related? N/A. Bell's palsy. Rate in mRNA flu vaccine trials, approximately 0.3 per 10,000. Vaccine-related? No. Background rate? Anaphylaxis. Rate in mRNA flu vaccine trials, 0 per 10,000. Vaccine-related? N/A. Important caveats from the trial data. 1. These are pre-licensure trials, Phase 3. The total number of participants exposed to mRNA flu vaccines across all trials is approximately 15,000 to 20,000. 2. Rare events occurring in less than 1 in 10,000 people may not be detected until post-market surveillance after millions of doses are given. 3. The trials excluded people with a history of severe allergic reactions to mRNA vaccines or PEG, polyethylene glycol, so real-world rates of anaphylaxis may be slightly higher. 4. Long-term follow-up, beyond 6 months, is still ongoing, so very delayed adverse events are not yet fully characterized. You can protect your private data by running local AI models on your PC, Mac, or network. Applications and models are available for free. I can help you get up and running. Contact me for a free demo. You need a PC or Mac with Windows 10 or better, 8 gigabytes of memory, no GPU. More memory is better, but you can run 3B models on 8 gigabytes. They can be impressive. There are several free tools you can use for local AI. GPT-4, ALL, LM Studio, Ollama, and anything LLM. I prefer GPT-4 ALL and LM Studio. I have published more than 700 blogs on AI in the past 3 years. If you get value from these blogs, please join my Patreon as a member at the $2, $4, or $8 per month level. https://www www.patreon.com/Steve Hovland. I have a new group on Facebook called Local AI by Steve Hovland.